I tell you, over the past 4 years, man, it feels like we've been climbing mountains and getting nowhere, if I'm being honest. This all started because I was pissed off. I get this dog, right? And over the first 6 to 8 months, I'm still an angry, very angry person. A buddy of mine was having a tough time, and in his tough time, guess what? He needed me. He needed me to be a friend. I met great people, connected with all types of individuals who didn't even know that a dog could be the best thing that ever happened to him. You know what's coming next. We're all gonna be better because of my dogs. The bar is being raised slowly but surely. The 4-year mark is an opportunity for me to say, guys, guess what? We got 10 more good years of work to do, and this is just the beginning. Thank God for these dogs, because they brought back so much more, and then some. They've even brought back some of my humanity. One of the things most people won't understand is this all started because I was pissed off, angry, upset, and feeling some form of hostility, if I'm being honest. I didn't get back into breeding or trying to show people the way in which a dog should be taken care of, because I'm a happy person. I only came back to change things. I was raised in the church, in one of the scriptures of the New Testament. I'm paraphrasing, but Jesus said, I didn't come to bring you peace. I came to give you a sword. And in the end days, per se, there'll be daughters against mothers, fathers against sons. There will be wolves in sheep's clothing, so be wary of them. What people have done to these dogs is downright despicable. And so I get this dog, right? And over the first 6 to 8 months, I'm still an angry, very angry person. And my intent, of course, is to, again, teach people how to take care of their dogs. Seems very simple, right? And in this journey that I just signed up for, I get this puppy, and I used to make the statement all the time, I hate puppies because they can't do anything. But as I've learned now that we've bred over 24 pups, not including the dogs that we own, there's a patience, there's a peace, there's a love that a puppy shows you. There's a calmness that they bring you. There's a joy that I forgot I had until I got this dog again. Then you get her son. Then you breed a few more dogs and put these dogs into these people's hands, and you watch all of them become better people. See, that's leverage. You leverage the dog, per se, so that everybody around me could be better, including me. We've often been told to lead by example, and that anger and that rage began to disappear as I began to pour more and more energy into these two females. I began to fall in love again with the process of getting the dogs to become great dogs. And the process, I didn't show everything the first 2 years here of Zara and Maya's life, but I don't even think I would know how, because they showed me more about me than I haven't even intended to show you guys about dogs. And here we are today. And this whole thing that we're putting together is based on 4 years of work, and this being a landmark for us, an opportunity to remind people to take their time, take care of the dog. And there's really no finish line in this life. So you want to get it right as you can. And do the best you can, of course. But now that there's a lot of anger and hate and rage gone, if I didn't have a plan, I really would have lost my way by now. See, a 2-year mark was the first time that Zara, well, let's paint a picture. Her third heat, we did her first breeding. That puts her right at 16 to 18 months. Right after that, on a simple walk, she tore her knee. That's $5,000. I understood early on that I was going to lose before I could get to win, but the winning was never about the money. It was about making sure that the dogs were good. Her fourth heat comes around, and I'm like, man, she could probably hold a litter, but then I'd be like everybody else, careless, and I need her healthy and happy. Thank God I met Chris Moore, a guy he's a dog man after my own heart. Gave me even more reason to be motivated and inspired in moments of darkness. She tears her knee. I have to wait another 6 months. Now we're a year in before we do our second breeding, and she's a dog who's going to lay this solid foundation for me to build a mountain on, only so I can climb another mountain. As you've heard the saying, the top of one mountain is the start of another one. And I tell you, over the past 4 years, man, it feels like we've been climbing mountains and getting nowhere, if I'm being honest. People see the following and get excited. I literally was just posting something and seen a comment where, and shout out to this guy. Hopefully he sees this documentary, but he said, can we please get him to 1 million subs on YouTube? Who else teaches us about dogs and how to pay your bills? Oh man, I enjoy my people. There, you guys are entertaining. But 2 years, everything that could have went wrong. Maya had difficulty getting pregnant. That was costly. And it just, for me again, it just didn't get me to the plan. I'm like, God, I need these dogs to do this thing so we could do that. A buddy of mine was having a tough time. And in his tough time, guess what? He needed me. He needed me to be a friend. And if I'm being honest, people, I'm one of the worst friends a person could have. I'm not a good friend. I don't even know how to be a good friend because I don't trust people. And for a long time, I lost my faith in dogs. But thank God for these dogs because they brought back so much more and then some. They've even brought back some of my humanity. Okay. And as my humanity's coming back, I'm starting to believe in people a little more again. And if you know me, I've said this out loud, I hate people with a pure passion. I'm not a friendly person. I'm not a family person. I'm not a person who believes in anything other than in action. And if you met any person in my corner, in my quarters, in my world, then you would know firsthand that if you said, hey, who's the man of action, they'd be like, that dude right there. If you want something done, if you believe you could, he's the one who's going to get you there. He might not be the nicest about it, but if you actually want to do something with your life, go talk to him. He's the only person I know who's, for one, I'm going to be honest. And he might not like that either, but the truth is, a lot of times the one thing that sets me apart from everyone else. But as my humanity's coming back and I'm watching these kennel partners and people, I'm putting dogs in their hands and watching them become better men and better women and better people as well. And not that they were bad people, but a dog does one or two things. It brings the worst out in you or the best out in you. And if you actually want to be better, it'll bring the best out in you. Because it doesn't speak English, it loves unconditionally, and it'll do anything you ask it to do, and it'll always be there. And I saw something the other day, and it's, God created dogs to teach us that there's nothing louder than an action objectively. And a dog will love you without ever saying anything, and you know it better than the people around you who tell you, you know, I love you. You always feel like there's lying, but when a dog comes up, gets on the bed, relaxes, lays next to you, you know it's love. You know, you ain't there's no doubt in your heart. Not one bit of doubt. And these dogs have reminded me the importance of what that looks like, what that feels like, and you know, again, how to even be better for people. So when you get to the mark we're at right now, 4 years, so 2 years of betting on Zara. And then in that time, a buddy of mine was doing his first litter, and he says, you know, you're one of the only people I trust. Wife was pregnant, and they were having a tough time. And I was there. I stayed at his house. I said, look, I can come help my friend, but Ego has to come. He has to come. I can't hit the process that I have to put him through. I can leave every other dog and put him in homes while I'm here helping, because I know it's a lot going on here. But Ego has to come. I was feeding him well too, walking down that road learning. And here we are today, and it's probably one of my most well-poised dogs, and everybody loves Ego. He's intimidating, as am I. But you know, he's just a good dog. He's just a good dog. So while I'm watching things for 2 years and seeing nothing change, the disgust is growing. In those 2 years near our first breeding, I began to find peace and enjoying watching Ego grow up. And Zara too. But Zara was originally a business move I needed to make, right? Maya's a business move. I still didn't see the value yet, if I'm being honest. I saw that I needed these dogs to change things. Ego's the first place where I started sensing the joy again. Watching him grow up, and I even remember my buddy Rich sitting on his couch and throwing the ball and Ego going and getting it. I said, man, that's a good dude, man. That's a good dog right there, man. And then I started seeing the people like, man, Ego. You start seeing it. And then we start acquiring more dogs, and now it's Tron. Now it's the General. Now it's every dog that gets put in my hands because you know what's coming next. We're all going to be better because of my dogs. The bar is being raised slowly but surely. The 4-year mark is an opportunity for me to say, guys, guess what? We got 10 more good years of work to do, and this is just the beginning. So in this story, I'm going to break down what's happened over the past 4 years, where we believe we're going to take it, and even more importantly, how we can all continue to be better. And I'm going to let you a little bit more into my world. More truth, more honesty, more me. Stay tuned, people. Take care of your dogs.